This is another video brought to you by the Ichiban Productions. Like, comment, subscribe. So welcome everyone, happy days are here again. We're back with another MetaQuest VR tech accessory review. This time we're looking at the brand new B100 and BD3 charging dock and charging battery by BOBOVR for the S3 Pro. Now, I've owned the previous versions of these and I did think they were pretty good. I think it was the B2 and there was a BD2 for the old style batteries. The new batteries are absolute beasts. If I remember correctly, I think these batteries are 1000 milliamp hours, something like that. Does it say on there? 10,000 milliamp. They are significantly larger than the old ones, so they last a long time. However, with great size comes great charging time. You can charge these by putting in a USB-C cable to charge them. However, the dock does it way faster. The idea is I think that can use up to 33 watt charging. Boom! It should be done super quick, and this can charge 3 of these batteries at once. So in theory, my understanding is the time it takes to drain one of these in use on your BOBOVR S3 Pro is the time it takes to charge one up. So hopefully, having 2 of these and being able to hotspot them, you should be able to technically VR forever. Anyway, let's open it up, let's have a look, let's check out the box and see, is it worth it, is it worth the upgrade? Let's check out the battery first. Now, I got both of these straight from the BOBOVR website. If you're interested in buying these, I've got a link in the description which gets you, I think, a cheeky 5% off. So, worth considering. So these ones, if you've seen them before, they're slightly different in design. Oh, they're sealed, of course they're sealed. I'll have to unseal it in a sec. But they have a little push button in the beginning. In the middle of it, of course, you've got the 4 lights to tell you how charged it is. Now, one of these things, one of the big differences between this one and the old one was 5,000 milliamp hours, just over. You could use the old ones to charge other devices, so it had an in and out from the USB-C. This one you can only charge via USB-C, so the battery's pretty much as it seems. Now, the charging dock here, I think, is a thing of beauty. So they've added a new charge light at the front. So you've got little dots there that tell you whether the batteries are charged or not. It also tells you the percentage charge, I believe, and the wattage. Now, each one of these, I think, can take 33 watts a piece to charge. So you need a power adapter or power plug that can do up to 100 watt charging, because if you plug this in on like a standard plug, you're not going to get the full juice out of it. This will draw up to 100 watts, so you're going to need a plug that's 100 watt compatible. You don't get a plug with this, you do get a cable. However, don't worry, I have bought myself an ultra plug that's meant to do, I think, 120 watts, so it should be more than enough to juice up this bad boy. Not that I'm personally going to have 3 batteries, I've only got 2, so I only really need 66 watts. But you're going to go all in, you may as well. On the back, we've got the basic things. On the side, we've got some more information about it. USB-C, power display, magnetic connection, supports the batteries, and yeah, pretty much as it is. So with that in mind, let's crack them open and see what's inside. Boom, cheeky cut, I've unsealed the seal. Let's start with the glorious battery itself. So, I liked the design of the BOBOVR batteries. I love the way that they just sort of magnetize on and off. So this one, it comes with a charging cable, USB-C to USB-C, little. I wasn't expecting that. And we got ourselves a little instruction manual here in case you're interested. And there you go, tells you all the details, all the deets. I can't believe I just said deets. But there you go, there's the information, you don't need that. And let's take a look at the battery itself. It should be identical to the one that came with the S3 Pro. Remember, these aren't compatible with the old headsets. These are only with the S3 Pro. You can't get them on Amazon at the moment. You've got to get them direct from the BOBOVR website. Oh, yeah, it's been so long since I messed around with it. No battery in the middle anymore. It's a battery on the side. So if we click it, there we go. It's got about 50% charge, maybe a little bit less. So magnets on the bottom. They're the connectors which will connect to the headset, obviously, to juice it. And obviously, it'll connect onto the charge pad there. Again, USB-C, it doesn't charge outwards, it will only charge inwards, which is slightly different to the old battery. So if that bothers you, maybe not worth the upgrade. However, the S3 Pro, chef's kiss, is totally worth the upgrade. Let's look at the dock. I'm excited about the dock. The old dock, I thought it just had a sort of a cheap plasticky sort of feel to it. Maybe this will feel different, but Pre-sealed, unsealed the seal. We've got ourselves a BOBOVR. It's got a little sticker on it. USB-C to USB-C. A little bit longer. Well, way longer than the other one. I guess that's about a meter maybe. Not interested. Ooh, details this time are on the inside. We've got ourselves an anti-slip pad, which should be nice. Yep, there it is. Oh, how weird's that? So the anti-slip pad on the old one was big enough to fit the whole thing. However, on this one, in fact, I like that way better. It's just a little bit there instead of being a big old slimy beast. And there we go. We got ourselves the display, which I think is quite interesting because for me, on the old one, not having the display, you didn't know fully how long it was going to take, or how close it was. This one here, I think, even though you can charge 3 at the same time, the display will only show you the one that's closest to being at full capacity, because I guess that's the only one you really want. On the bottom, we've just got the information. We've got the heat grills there, so a little bit of heat out, and we've got ourselves the USB-C at the bottom. I like the idea of that little sticky, slimy mat. And we got ourselves the instructions, of course. Ooh, there's way more detail in this one, I think. I suppose, yeah, use the BOBOVR instructions. I'm going to unfold it, never going to get it like that again. Indicator light, batteries. Oh, look at all this information. You probably can't read any of that, but you don't really want to read any of that because I'll tell you everything you need to know. With that in mind, let's clear it up and have a look at it all in its glorious, glorious, glorious form. So I must say, I think the build quality feels better on this one than the old one. Again, the BOBOVR battery is magnetised. Boom, straight in. The magnet's actually really strong on that. So I guess the only thing we need to do is plug it in and see how it works. However, what I did think I would do is show you quickly the plug I'm using. So it doesn't tell you which one it is. It's an Anker. I got it wrong. It is a 100-watt laptop style charger. It's got a folding pin so it can be nicely packed away to travel. It's also got a USB C to C cable in there. Oh, actually we can see it is. It's the Anker 317 charger. It cost me about 27 quid from Amazon. All this will be linked in the description if you want it. So I'll crack it open and let's see what it's like. I'll tell you what, this is a beast. Talk about a heavy plug. So obviously in the UK, there we go, flick it up, we can plug it in, we've got the 3-pin stuff. I really like the black design. We've got a bit of a glossy there, and we've got matte all round, gloss and gloss. It is just USB-C. It's IQ3 compatible. It's a charging standard, of course. Plenty of charge. And it did come with a USB-C to C cable. Now, one thing I did think was interesting is this was classified for 100 watt. This one from Bobo is also classified for 100 watt. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but that's the Bobo one, and this is the Anker one. Look at the difference in the size of the actual cable. I know I should probably use that one because that's the one that Anker provided, but sorry, this is the one that Bobo provided, and I should probably use the Bobo with the Bobo. However, I feel like I want to try this one. I'll try them both and see if they make any difference. I do trust the Anker cables a lot, so I think this one might be a little bit safer. I mean, it's thicker, so it's got to be safer. I don't know. Anyway, let's plug it in and see. Just wanted to do a comparison before I plugged it in at the length of the cables. So the Anker one's here, and this is the Bobo one. So if we go all the way down, the Anker one, that is the Bobo one finishing right there, and then we've got this extra length on the Anker one there. So there is a length difference. It came free with the cable, so you can't complain. Anyway, if you're interested in that sort of stuff, you are, and if you're not, let's plug it in and see. So it's all plugged in and ready to go. On the camera, it looks like the W is flashing, but it's not. But it's highlighted to show that there is there. So let's plug the battery on and see what happens. Oh, and it's charging up. So you can see it's charging here. You can see the wattage rack up. It should go up to 30 watts, I think. The second one is illuminated to show that it is the second one charging. So 30, what did you see? It flicked across then. It was 26% charge, 26% charge, and it's going to be using 28 watts. Interesting. Lower than I was expecting. I wonder if it's any different on the front one. Let's move it to the front one. 10 watts, 11 watts. I don't know, can you even see that going up? Is that visible or not? But let's see what it levels out at. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 28 watts, 26%. Interesting. So that's using the Bobo VR cable. Let's swap across the Anker one and see if it makes any difference. Right, so test 2, we've got the Anker cable. Does it make any difference? Let's find out. I do realise from watching the footage back, you couldn't read the display. It was all over the place. So it's going up 11%, 17, 18 watts, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 28, 27% charged, and the wattage has capped out at 27 watts. Interesting. So the plug is way more powerful than that. It is a 100-watt plug, but this is capping out at 27 watts. Interesting. So I'm going to leave it to charge. I think it's going to take about an hour. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this for a few times, drain it to end, bring it back up, make sure it's all good. And I'll get back to you to let you know, is this worth it? Is it any good? I do like the LED lights, 28%, so it is going quick. It is going quick. So stick around and find out from my final thoughts. Is this worth a buy? For me, it might be a little bit of time. For you, it's right now. Boom, and I'm back. Like I said, I'll be back. So I've been using this for a while, draining them up, charging them down, or draining them down and charging them up, should I say. And I finally got to the time that I can give you my conclusion about this. Is it worth the money? Is it any good? So ultimately, one of my thoughts, I'm going to say I do really like this. It will charge just under 30 watts per battery. I could never get that perfect 30 watts. It was roughly bouncing between 27 watts each. So when you plug them both in, it would tell you the wattage that charges both of them. So I was always under with two batteries, less than 60 watts. But it was still charging quickly. Now the manufacturer says that it's going to take an hour to get to 80%. For me, that's probably a fair representation. It took just under 2 hours to get them to 100%. But that's useful because the battery will last about 2 hours. So it takes 2 hours to charge. It lasts about 2 hours. So it's absolutely perfect. So that's charged to full. Stick it on the headset. Use it for 2 hours. Swap it with that one. Whilst that's charging up to 100, that one's draining. You can keep going on forever. And that, for me, is why this is absolutely worth it. Because it means that you can play your Quest 3 without having to worry about the battery anymore. Because you can sustain this. Do you need the display on the front? Yeah, I think you do. I think there's something really nice about seeing the charging wattage. It also tells you the charge percentage of the battery that's closest to being charged. So what it does is it highlights, illuminates, should I say, the battery that is closest to being at 100%. So you can keep an eye on that. So that way you know for sure which one it is. Once that one's at 100%, you take it off, look at the next one, and it tells you how close it is to being at 100%. So it is there. It is a little bit of a novelty, but it does give you that permanent ability to play the Quest for as long as you like, in which case I do like it. The only negative I have to say about this, unfortunately, is the price a little bit. It's 35 quid for the charger and 35 quid for an extra battery, so that does start racking up the price and the cost. But the question you got to ask yourself is, do you actually physically need this? If you're the sort of person that wants to play Quest continually for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours on end, this is 100% worth it. If you're a casual player that doesn't really play your Quest for more than a couple of hours at a time, you don't really need this. You can get away with one battery, plugging it in the top and just waiting for it to charge. So, horses for courses. If you want to play continually, this is worth it. If you're not that bothered, you don't really need it. But that doesn't take away from the fact it is an excellent product. And with that in mind, let's put a star rating on it. So for the BOBOVR BD3 charging dock, I'm going to give it a 4 stars out of 5 stars. You've heard the things I love, you heard the things I don't like. Why have I dropped a star? It's purely just because of the cost. I think 35 and another 35, so 70 quid all in is a bit of an ask. I would like to see them bundled together, but I can see why they've done them separately. But like I said previously, you cannot take away from the quality of the product, and it does what it says on the tin. Charges quickly, means you can play forever. With that in mind, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a cheeky thumbs up. It tells YouTube algorithms it was a useful video and other people should check it out. If you've got any questions or comments, post them in the comment section below. I reply to each and every comment, and if you've got any questions, I'll answer them. You know I'll answer them honestly, so go on, post a comment if you like. And with that in mind, could I have a personal request, and that's press the subscribe button. It'll cost you absolutely nothing, and it moves me slowly closer to 1,000 subscribers to access some of that sweet YouTube money. Oh man, it would be the dream one day. So go on, press the subscribe button. And with that in mind, you know what I'm going to say, look after yourselves, take care of the people around you, and most of all, stay out of trouble.